If anything kills over 10 million people in the next few decades, it's most likely to be a highly infectious virus. Today, the greatest risk of global catastrophe doesn't look like this. Instead, it looks like this.
The impact of a huge epidemic, like a flu epidemic, would be phenomenal.
An epidemic, either naturally caused or intentionally caused, is the most likely thing to cause, say, 10 million excess deaths. But we've actually invested very little in a system to stop an epidemic. We're not ready for the next epidemic. And as you look at what went on, the problem wasn't that there was a system that didn't work well enough. The problem was that we didn't have a system at all. We didn't have a group of epidemiologists ready to go who would have gone, seen what the disease was, see how far it had spread. We didn't have a way of preparing people. And a large epidemic would require us to have hundreds of thousands of workers. Now, I don't have an exact budget for what this would cost, but I'm quite sure it's very modest compared to the potential harm. The World Bank estimates that if we have a worldwide flu epidemic, global wealth will go down by over $3 trillion.
You know, we don't always know the risk of an epidemic, and some epidemics, like a flu epidemic, could be absolutely gigantic. So it's hard to put a number to it, but we went back and looked, for example, at Ebola, and said that if we'd had a vaccine within 30 weeks, it would have helped quite a bit. If we'd had it within 6 weeks, it would have been dramatically different. The impact of a huge epidemic, like a flu epidemic, would be phenomenal because all the supply chains would break down, there'd be a lot of panic, many of our systems would be overloaded, and so we all hope that doesn't come along.
Is we need strong health systems in poor countries. That's where mothers can give birth safely, kids can get all their vaccines, but also where we'll see the outbreak very early on. We need a medical reserve corps, lots of people who've got the training and background who are ready to go with the expertise, taking advantage of the military's ability to move fast, do logistics, and secure areas. The last time a germ game was done in the United States was back in 2001, and it didn't go so well. So far, the score is germs 1, people 0. Finally, we need lots of advanced R&D in areas of vaccines and diagnostics. It's too bad in a way that we have had to have these epidemics to get us to move, but the timing in terms of the science, the recognition that epidemics don't respect borders, and so whether you're looking at this through a humanitarian lens or a purely domestic lens, these are investments that should be made.